I think to some extent, yes. There's a lot to do with the fact that the media is in itself a capitalist corporation, so they'll do what they need to do to make money, regardless of what that is ethically. And so I think, although there can be some sort of friends of the people within the media circuit, it's much better to just assume that all of them have their own interests in mind and to double check everything that you hear.
I wouldn't say that they're enemies of the people, but I'd say that they're more concerned with the monetary value of making news stories and how headlines appear rather than conveying accurate information.
I think that they strive to inform, and I think that there are some people out there that might twist things around depending on their job, but I don't think in general that people of the media are against people.
I don't think they're particularly enemies of the people. I think they do their job in terms of providing the people with what they need, providing the information that all the people need and stuff like that. I think though, however, at points and at times people could definitely see why the media would be an enemy, considering that sometimes there is information that is hidden, sometimes there is information that is not correct, and that could definitely shine a bad light on people and put it in bad perspective. But overall, in general, I do not think that media is an enemy of the people.
Yes and no. I think that some people who have a lot of power maybe bring it to their heads, like a lot of very successful journalists maybe, but I don't know, I'm kind of optimistic about it. I think a lot of media professionals are kind of in it for the good, trying to make a good difference in the world.
The media is built around people. The media is supposed to reflect the people. So if we say media mirrors society, it means the media shows the people. So back home where I'm coming from, we used to say the people deserve the media that they get. So it's just like saying the media and the people, you can't separate them from each other. So the media exists because the people exist. If society doesn't exist, media doesn't exist, because the media only exists to reflect the values, the longings and the opinion of the people.
So I guess my straight up answer would be no, I don't think it'll play a big part. Considering of how big a part it played in the 2016 election, hopefully, the government and social media sites and stuff like that will make a better effort to combat that. And I have faith that they will combat it, and it will not play a very big part in the upcoming election.
I think fake news will definitely affect the election just because the candidates are so dead set on making fake news such a big deal. I think it will definitely make more of an impact than it ever has in any other election, because generally candidates never really seem to focus on it as much until recently.
Well, I think the previous candidate who won is very good at using media to his own advantage. And I think that a lot of what is being said in the media is more about what someone else has done wrong or attacking someone else with information rather than explaining what their own goals and desires are to actually achieve something positive. So I think it's really going to come down to coverage, and unfortunately I think who can dig up more dirt on the other candidate to kind of persuade some of the people that are less informed.
In my opinion, I think the media is always skewed. It's really hard to find one specific company that brings unbiased opinions, and words really do make a difference. So the way that things are worded can definitely make people think one way or the other. And sometimes it's not all truthful. Some things are taken out of context a lot to follow a narrative. And for me personally, it's really hard to find a news station that isn't trying to create like a false narrative. So
I don't think it will play a huge role in the election, because now there is so much awareness about fake news, and everybody, even what we call citizen journalism today, people are becoming aware of what to believe and what not to believe. People are also using verification models. They are using verification tools to determine what is real, what is not real. So I think before the election, there will be so much awareness about how to determine if what you're hearing or what you're reading is true or not. And so it won't have a significant impact on the elections, I would say.
I would say that using phrases like enemy of the people when referring to anyone sort of pushes people to not even look into them and just sort of dismiss them, because we all want to be for a candidate or a politician or anyone really who is a friend of the people. And so saying stuff like fake news, especially if it's coming from the person who's most often like the president, who we're supposed to trust, it's really damaging to the American people's usual skill to look into things for themselves.
I don't think terms like fake news are bad at all, because I truly believe there is fake news. So to say that fake news isn't real or isn't an accurate representation of some news outlets is naive, in my opinion.